considering the time of year, it is absolutely beautiful. 60 degrees. American League Championship Series, game number 6. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. Tim McCarver is coming right up. Well, how about the first 5 games of this ALCS? They've been great. They've been so fun to cover. I'm sure so fun to watch. We have had 4 one-run games so far out of the 5. And so now when you look at this series, we're in Fenway Park, home of the Red Sox, Tim. As the Detroit Tigers come in here, they've got Max Scherzer, their 21-game winner, going tonight. If there is a Game 7, they've got Justin Verlander waiting. They're still in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I've never been a proponent of driving the pitch count up early in the game, but the Red Sox are very good in doing that, so I may be a convert for a night. The reason Max Scherzer going for Detroit has never pitched a complete game in 173 career starts. So if this game gets in the middle, watch out if it's tied or low scoring or pretty close, because the Boston bullpen is much better than the Detroit bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, look at the numbers. The Boston bullpen so far over the first 5 games of this series with a 0.53 ERA. Only 1 earned run allowed. That came 2 nights ago in a win. The ERA just under 5 for Detroit. So we get ready for baseball here at Fenway Park. Should be fun. Game 6 coming up now. 7. We'll take a look back at how we are in this position with Boston up 3-2. Anibal Sanchez so good in Game 1. The hero David Ortiz in Game 2 with a game-tying grand slam in the 8th and a winning hit from Saltalamacchia. Then it was Lackey out-dueling Verlander. The only run of the game, a home run by Napoli. Game 4, Doug Fister doesn't have the eye-popping stuff of the other 3 in the rotation. He got the win. And then Game 5 2 nights ago, a home run by Napoli. And Uehara doing his thing. The bullpen's been so good for the Red Sox in this series. Clay Buchholz gets the ball tonight. He is getting set to go. It's a rematch of game number 2. Buchholz against Scherzer. And here's the lineup for the Tigers, brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you got to live Moss. Torrey Hunter leads off in right field. Miguel Cabrera bats second and third. Prince Fielder hits third and first. Then it's the DH Victor Martinez. Johnny Peralta's in left. Avila does the catching, bad knee and all. He is tough and in there tonight. Omar Infante at second base. Austin Jackson's been hot now out of that number 8 spot. And Jose Iglesias, the shortstop, he has been dazzling with the glove. Starting to get a little bit more hot at the plate. Opening pitch will be brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. And an up close and personal look at the 29-year-old right-hander from Texas, Clay Buchholz. 6'3", 190, 12-1 during the regular season. There are his numbers now in October.
Only 13 decisions because he missed 3 months being on the disabled list with shoulder problems. More breaking balls tonight. He was very, very impressed with John Lackey against Justin Verlander the other day in Game 4. Touch and feel, a lot of sinkers. Be interesting to see how he works and if he throws more breaking balls tonight.
Home plate umpire tonight is Dan Iasonia. Joe West is the crew chief. Will he get to umpire home plate tomorrow night? That depends on tonight's result. It's Rob Drake at second, Ron Kolpa at third, Alfonso Marquez in left, and Dale Scott in right. Boston Red Sox are 1 win away from a trip to the World Series. And we look back at how far they've come last year. After, in 2011, blowing that 9-game lead for the AL wildcard, they finish in last place in the division. They lost 93 games. And now this year, with a lot of new blood, John Farrell is the manager. Guys like Gomes and Victorino and Napoli join. They have the best record in the American League. They tied for the best record in all of baseball. They win the division series against Tampa Bay. And here, John Farrell's club carries a 3-2 advantage in this ALCS.
For a first-year manager in the LCS, as John Farrell is, he says he's having fun, and you believe him.
These have been nail-biting, gripping games so far in this ALCS. And look at the defense he's put together. No surprises. Gomes is in left. Then it's Ellsbury in center, Victorino in right. Xander Bogaerts, the 21-year-old, back-to-back starts. Stephen Drew at short. They won his glove out there. Dustin Pedroia at second. Napoli at first. Salt Tulamaki does the catching for Clay Buchholz, a two-time All-Star, and Jim Leyland's crew hoping to fight here tonight. Force a Game 7 tomorrow night. For coverage of this game in Spanish, please tune into Fox Deportes. Torrey Hunter leads it off. And the crowd climbs in it early. Strike one. It's Cabrera to follow, then Prince Fielder. Torrey Hunter has played 2,090 games, never been to a World Series. Signed on with the Tigers. Thought this team gave him the best chance. That's on the inside corner, strike two.
Outside fastball, inside fastball to start Hunter up.
Ball one. Tigers were number one in the American League as a group, hitting .283 during the regular season. Jim Leyland able to stick with the lineup he had in Game 5. That means Avila's in there. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Foul back. Last time Torrey Hunter was in a game here at Fenway Park, there was this out in right. A 38-year-old gave it his best. That was last Sunday night. Eventually able to get up and continue in this LCS. Buchholz takes his time, a lot of it between pitches. Here's his 1-2. Left side. Bogaerts can't make a play, and no chance. An infield hit for Hunter to start the night.
Yeah, once that ball got by Bogaerts, you knew Drew had no chance. I think Bogaerts touched that ball right off the webbing, and by the time Drew got over there, too long a throw to have any chance to get Hunter.
Remember, Bogaerts is a shortstop, still learning third base. Middlebrooks, the better defensive player. They've got Bogaerts in there trying to inject some life at the bottom of the lineup. Bogaerts able to get a glove on it, not able to make a play, and now Miguel Cabrera stands in, one on, nobody out, hitting .263 this postseason.
Like a summer storm, thunder early for the Tigers. Cabrera batting second with 44 home runs.
But physically right now, not the same player that he was when he piled up all those stats.
That's why the Red Sox have been trying to stay away from him the whole series. They rarely come inside.
Bothered by a bad groin injury he suffered in August. And his offense tapered off in September, and he just hasn't been the total threat he typically is at the plate for Detroit. But he homered against Buchholz in Game 2. And a lot of attention paid to Torrey Hunter, who is not the stolen base. You can hear him. He's saying, I got 3 stolen bases during the regular season. What's he worried about?
Been caught twice. Only tried 5.
Torrey Hunter plays this game with a smile on his face, has fun, no matter the situation. That's 4 in a row.
From Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
So we wait for the first pitch to Cabrera. Here it is, and a foul backing out of play. Miguel Cabrera started the scoring in what was a 4-run 6th inning against Buchholz last Sunday night. That is his only home run of this series. He has 2 this postseason. The other one came in Game 5, the decisive Game 5 of the division series out in Oakland.
I don't remember Buchholz this deliberate on the mound.
And it's said by announcers, by managers, by whoever during the course of any regular season game, you can lull your defense back onto their heels with this kind of pace.
That's right.
Here's the 0-1. Strike 2.
Two-seam fastball. Salta Lamakia is saying that Buchholz does not throw any 2 pitches the same. One will run, one will sink, one will sail.
Now the count 0-2. Out of play. Buchholz, even though the velocity won't climb as high as Verlander, has the ability to step on the fastball and get it up there 93, 94. Usually lives around 90, 91. That man is hoping to get the ball tomorrow night. And if he does, he'll take on John Lackey here in Game 7. Here's the 0-2 again. A strikeout for 1 away.
That looked like a cut fastball up in the strike zone. You could see Salta Lamakia away off the plate. No, that was a 2-seam fastball. Moving all over the place to get Cabrera.
And bring in Prince Fielder. Fielder digs his way in 4 out of 19 in this ALCS. With Tiger fans on his back looking for a home run, looking for an RBI. He just keeps adding games to that list. No RBIs in his last 17 postseason games. During that time, he's hit just 194 with 1 extra base hit.
You try to go to left field, you can solve some of the problems Prince Fielder has had. He's grounded to second base for outs 7 times of his 19 at-bats. And that is the telltale sign of a guy who's in a slump, rolling over on the fastball. If he hits a rocket to left field, that's the best thing the Tigers want to see from Fielder right now.
There is no more inviting left field than here at Fenway as he pulls one foul. He, like David Ortiz on the other side, like a guy like Mo Vaughn years ago, a left-handed batter that could wear out that green monster here at Fenway Park. The 1-1 outside, ball 2.
That's the thing about that shift with Stephen Drew up the middle. You think about that shift taking so many base hits away from left-handed batters. Joe Madden, the shift guru down in Tampa Bay about 5 years ago, started doing that a lot. Tampa Bay still does it more than anybody, but other teams have borrowed from it. And I think, generally speaking, it's tougher to hit ground balls through the infield with this type shift, primarily because of that guy right there, and that's Stephen Drew, who takes away those hits in the middle.
Now timeout. Buchholz so far with baseball's version of a pitching filibuster here in the first inning. Juan Nieves is pitching coach. Here's a 2-1. 2-2.
Trying to pull that low fastball. When you try to pull that low fastball, your front shoulder spins out of there. It's one of the worst things that can happen to a hitter, left-handed or right-handed.
Hunter with a leadoff base hit. Cabrera struck out. And a 2-2 count on Prince Fielder. Ripped, but foul. So Hunter back to the bag. Buchholz paid a lot of attention to him with Cabrera at the plate. He hasn't thrown over since those first 4 before the first pitch to the Tiger third baseman. Xander Bogaerts is more toward his more natural position, shortstop, but near the third baseline. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. There's a throw over, and Hunter gets back. We've talked about it before in this series. The Tigers, a team that just doesn't run. They had only 35 steals all year as a team. Red Sox, by comparison, had 123. Out of play.
Talked about Max Scherzer. 173 starts in his professional career and no complete games. Clay Buchholz had a complete game no-hitter his second start in the major leagues.
That was back in 2007. Here's a 2-2. Struck him out. 2 gone.
We talked about Fielder with that front shoulder out of there. Can't catch up to it. Two-seamer running away from Fielder. 2 outs.
And now the batter will be the biggest threat in the lineup for the Tigers, Victor Martinez, who digs in, hitting .421 this postseason. 7 out of 18 in this ALCS, but only 1 RBI. Guys have been getting on in front of him, getting into scoring position. Last 12 postseason games, Victor Martinez hitting .435. So he lights up this time of year. Hunter was at first with nobody out. He's over there with 2 out. Strike 1 on Martinez. That year when Buchholz was a rookie in 2007, he was shut down in the postseason because of shoulder fatigue. So he was not a part of the active roster for the Red Sox when they swept the Rockies and won it all in 2007 after winning it in 2004. So he's trying to help the Red Sox stamp their ticket to the World Series, and he'd get his first taste of the Fall Classic. Here's his 0-1. Foul, strike 2. And now Buchholz, after that leadoff hit, he's thrown a lot of strikes in this first inning, could strike out the side. Buchholz has thrown 19 pitches. Only 3 of them have been out of the strike zone.
color. A pink beard.
0-2 to count after a leadoff hit. Buchholz trying to get around it before Max Scherzer takes the hill in the bottom half. Ball one. If Martinez can reach, Johnny Peralta waits to hit next. These two have combined to give the Tigers their most consistent threats at the plate. Everybody else has been hit or miss. Lloyd McClendon, the hitting coach for the Tigers. Jim Leyland, their manager, in his 8th season with Detroit, trying to get them to their 3rd World Series. Down 3 games to 2. This is a Tigers offense that through the 6th of September was rolling when they were 23 games over 500 at that point. They were averaging over 5 runs per game, hit .287 as a group. And since then, from the 7th of September on, just 1 game over 500, under 3.5 runs per game, and they've hit just .252. A lot of that because their big guy, Cabrera, has not been healthy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the air to right center field. Ellsbury is there. And the Tigers leave a man in the 1st and now come to the plate against Max Scherzer. Up 3 games to 2 after a half at Fenway Park. No score. Our insurance. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. Starting lineup for the Red Sox brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Jacoby Ellsbury leads off in center. Shane Victorino's in right. Dustin Pedroia, he struggled in this series. 1 RBI. David Ortiz, just 2 hits. Then Napoli, he's heating up. Saltalamacchia, Johnny Gomes in left. Stephen Drew at short. Xander Bogaerts, the kid, is playing third base. And on the mound is the 21-game winner, the big league's only starter to win 20 or more, Max Scherzer.
Joe, you talked about the Red Sox with 123 stolen bases, 92 of those from the first 3 spots in the order. So it's very important for Max Scherzer, who is the best at controlling the running game for the Tigers, to stop, wait, hold the ball with guys on first. Leland, we asked Jim if he had to choose a number, what would be the absolute max pitch count? He said the number would be 125 pitches.
Here's Ellsbury to lead it off. Leland was criticized by many for taking Scherzer out after 7 innings in game 2. Going to his bullpen as a strike is called on Ellsbury. The bullpen gave up the lead as Ortiz tied the game 5-5, and Jim Leland said Scherzer came in after 7 innings and said, "I'm finished. I don't have any more." So there really was no decision on that end. Who he goes to in his bullpen is another matter entirely. There's Jeff Jones, the pitching coach for the Tigers. Good breaking ball from Scherzer in the count 0-2. Max with 1 win in 5 starts here in this park. He struck him out looking. And he gets him with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 1 away.
How many times do you see that from any leadoff hitter, but particularly a quality leadoff hitter like Jacoby Ellsbury? Fastball, slider, fastball, all taken. Impressive start by Scherzer.
Now Victorino, who has ditched entirely the idea of switch hitting. He did it in game 5, but now he says that's over with, and he's going to bat strictly right-handed. Just 2 out of 21 in this LCS, 1 RBI. Takes outside, ball one.
He told John Farrell that I'm not hitting left-handed anymore. He said, good.
It did not work against Anibal Sanchez. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Ball and a strike from Scherzer. Max was the 11th overall pick by the Diamondbacks back in 2006. Came up in 2008. As Victorino checks on Iglesias, who plays the position with Flair. 2 out. And the batter will be Pedroia. Scherzer, when he came up with the Diamondbacks in 08, pitched there in 09, was 9 and 15 combined, so he hadn't quite figured it out. As part of that 3-team trade, he ended up with Detroit. He's locked up with the Tigers through next year. Coming off his best season, he fires a strike to Pedroia.
All 3 of the first 3 hitters had taken the first pitch. Talking about driving the pitch count up. I think that's the intent of the Red Sox.
And now another. And as Jim Leyland said, the best way to counteract the team that's trying to drive a pitch count up, throw strikes.
Right. Strike one, even bigger in that situation.
Two out, bases empty in the 0-2. He did not go, says Joe West, on ball one in the dirt.
I think the Red Sox got a break right there. It's very, very close. Pedroia commits. It's very close. He said the other night, almost all check swings look like hitters go too far. I think that's a good call on second thought.
So the count 1-2 with the bases empty, 2 out. 96 misses down and away, 2-2.
That's the thing about Scherzer. He paints the corners with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, not down the middle of the plate.
Base hit. And a 2-out hit for Pedroia through the left side.
That's the best way to drive a pitch count up. Get a hit. Hanging slider from Scherzer. That's his first hanger of the first inning, and Pedroia on. You can see how he gets under that slider. Whenever a pitcher gets under the slider, it goes up, stays up, and usually something hard at the end of it. And that was the ball hit by Pedroia.
Now David Ortiz, who has a blue pit and a blast in this series. That's it. 2 hits. Hitting just .219 during the postseason. All 4 have taken the first pitch. Breaking ball missing. Ball 1. Ortiz with 15 career postseason home runs. Three of them this October. Big rip by Ortiz. 1 ball, 1 strike. 96 from Max Scherzer.
We talked about it the other night, and Pedroia ran. Most teams would say, well, with Ortiz up there, let him hit. Don't open things up on the right side. But Pedroia stole with Ortiz up there. Scherzer allowed 14 stolen bases, but 8 were caught stealing this year. He's very, very good at holding the ball. Base runners do not like for a pitcher to hold the ball. They like to time it.
Strike 2. Napoli's been hot 6 out of 10 with a couple of home runs over the last 3 games. He's on deck, but right now Ortiz is waiting for a 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. It's been a 15-pitch first inning so far for Scherzer. Full count. That means Pedroia will take off. Scherzer trying to pitch around a 2-out single by Pedroia. The count's full on Ortiz. On ball 4, it's 2 on, 2 out. And now it's up to Napoli, who in his career is 1 for 13 against Scherzer. But because he's hot, John Farrell, the manager of the Red Sox, is sticking with him.
Mike Napoli is seeing the ball very, very well this last week.
In game 2 on Sunday night, Mike Karp got the start instead of Napoli, but tonight it's number 12. Ball 1 high. Here are the 2 home runs in Detroit. This one off Verlander into left center field, and then off Anibal Sanchez. As hard as you're going to see a ball and hear a ball hit by anybody. Big swing by Napoli. That had a wrinkle on it. Strike 1.
Alex Avila telling us before Scherzer's first start that the slider has made the difference for Max this year. That was a good slider to Napoli.
Tigers put 1 on in their half of the first. Red Sox have 2 aboard. Strike 2. And there's that slider again.
If Max Scherzer has this pitch against right-handers tonight, it's going to be a lonely night for right-handed hitters. Watch this drop.
Iglesias makes the pickup on the short hop, and the inning is over. In these tight games, defense at a premium. Iglesias a big part of what the Tigers are doing. After 1 at Fenway, no score. Red Sox left 2, Tigers left 1. It's Peralta, Avila, and Infante against Clay Buchholz, who pitched around a leadoff hit by Hunter in the first. Peralta set to go. He's got 6 hits. in this LCS. 6 out of 18. Strike one.
That's in a bad area to Johnny Peralta. All of his hits against the Red Sox have been on high pitches, primarily inside. That's a mistake Buchholz got away with.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Avila, who has just been taking a pounding yet again. This October, he had to be replaced in the lineup in the 4th inning in Game 5. Here's a 1-1. But he's so important to what the Tigers do defensively, certainly helping out this pitching staff, guiding these starters. And he hit a home run in Game 2 on Buchholz, so he was able to answer the bell here tonight after suffering a knee injury from a collision with David Ross coming his way in Game 5. Here's a 2-1 to Peralta. Strike 2.
Of course, you get most hitters in that area low and away with that breaking ball, but particularly Johnny Peralta. Can't pitch him inside. Not in this ballpark.
Here's a 2-2. Left side. That's Bogaerts. 1 out. Talked about Avila and what he's had to go through, particularly in Game 5. Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal.
Well, Joe, Jim Leyland said before the game that he was confident that Avila could play the entire game. Otherwise, he would not have started him. When they removed Avila from Game 5, one of the thoughts was, hey, let's get him treatment. Let's start it immediately, and then maybe he would be ready for tonight. That is exactly what happened. Full day of rest and treatment yesterday, and here he is, ready to go.
Well, it's the left knee, Kenny, and for any hitter, that's the foundation, driving off that back leg. He hit a long home run into right field in that big inning for the Tigers in Game 2. That's his only home run of this LCS. 3 out of 12 swinging the bat. Getting just 185 this postseason. Takes a strike. Nothing and 1 the count. Buchholz brings it. That's strike 2. 2
cold balls in a row to Avila.
And that's that pitch that Buchholz said he watched as Lackey had the success against the Tigers in Game 4.
Talked about it in our scouting report. More breaking balls, a likelihood tonight from Buchholz.
It was a Game 3 start against Verlander. And it was Pfister who won Game 4. Lester won Game 5, and now the 0-2 pitch is just out of the strike zone. So Avila got that call, trying to get on in front of Infante. Alex 5 for 11 against Buchholz. Waiting for a 1-2 pitch. Strikeout for round number 2. Home plate umpire Dan Iasonia is wearing a microphone. Here's an exchange he had tonight already with Alex Avila.
Hey, how you doing, Al? You okay? How you feeling, buddy? You're out here. Attaboy.
Alex is one of the most cordial guys you're going to meet in baseball. It wasn't just Iasonia talking and getting no response. It's just that Alex isn't wearing a mic, so you can't hear what he said back. There's a lot of respect for Avila among umpires, among players, and an important piece for Jim Leyland. Want to know the count on Infante.
You could tell that left knee was bothering Avila. What happens is if your left knee is bothering your left-handed hitter, you try to start your swing too early. And by doing that, that makes you vulnerable to the changeup. And Buchholz picked up on that changeup out in front to get Avila.
Third strikeout of the night for the Boston right-hander. Infante just 3 hits in this series. A .318 hitter during the regular season. Waits for a 2-0. That makes it 3-0. Austin Jackson is hitting in the number 8 spot. Buchholz needs to throw a strike on 3-0. And got the call on the corner, 3-1. With 2 out, nobody on. Full count. Reaching for it. That's a base hit. Over Pedroia into right, and Infante keeps the top of the second inning alive.
Joe Torre was a great hitter. He used to say, with 2 strikes, never let a pitcher get you out away. And even though Infante hitting the ball off the end of the bat, a lot of people say, well, that's a lucky hit. No. If he didn't have that approach, he wouldn't have gotten to that hit.
Brings in Austin Jackson. He's got 4 hits over the last 2 games, a couple of walks, a couple of runs, a couple of RBIs after Jim Leyland moved him out of the leadoff spot. Starting in game 4. So he has stayed there. In case you're wondering, Omar Infante 5 out of 7 in the stolen base department during the regular season. Does not have one this postseason.
Not a fast runner, but he's a very good base runner.
Buchholz did not come set for too long before that first pitch, which was high to Jackson, with the number 9 man Iglesias on deck. Buchholz has only had to deal with 2 guys at first base, but he's paid a lot of attention to first Hunter, and now he looks like he will with Infante as he gets the outside corner again, as he did during the Infante at bat, and it counts 1-1.
If you have good control, you get pitches like that. If you're wild, you don't get pitches like that.
Buchholz walked 36, struck out 96 during the regular season in 16 starts. That's Buchholz off the mound, has time, has the out. No scoring to the bottom of the second, with a guy who the last time he hit at Fenway Park got the game-winning hit in game 2. He'll lead it off in the bottom of the second. Beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Beautiful sight here in Boston. Fenway Park and Saltalamacchia first up for Boston here in the second. Johnny Gomes, Stephen Drew will follow. If anybody gets on, Xander Bogaerts against Scherzer. Strike one. Every hitter is taking the first pitch. Scherzer has faced 6 hitters. First pitch has been a ball 3 times and a strike 3 times. It's 1-1 here with Saltalamacchia, who tries to pump one out of here. Strike 2.
It's such a rare combination that Max Scherzer has. He's a finesse pitcher that can strike you out with power.
.94 from Scherzer. 1-2 still the count. Max won game 4 of that divisional series out of the bullpen for the Tigers. Won 2 games against Oakland in the division series, and he has his second strikeout of the night. And with Johnny Gomes coming up, we go down to the field and Aaron Andrews.
And Joe, Johnny Gomes told me tonight pretty much what every member of Red Sox Nation is thinking. We need to win tonight because we do not want to face Justin Verlander tomorrow night. Yes, Johnny Gomes called this tonight a Game 7 for the Boston Red Sox, and he said that's really how they've been looking at every game in this ALCS, like a one-game series. He said we didn't want to face Sanchez, we didn't want to see Scherzer, and we sure as heck don't want to face Verlander tomorrow night.
Aaron, thanks. The Red Sox are 5-0. The man she was just talking about, Johnny Gomes, makes the start in left this postseason, takes a strike. He doesn't have the numbers that the guy on the bench does, Nava, who was 8th in the league, hitting over 300 during the regular season, but he gives this lineup just a different look and a bit of a lift emotionally when he's in there as the count goes to 0-2.
Joe, you had said Game 5 for the Red Sox was like Game 7. They won that one. Aaron just said, and I think properly so, that tonight's almost like a Game 7, and Game 7 tomorrow night if Detroit wins.
Back-to-back strikeouts to start the second.
Another good slider from Scherzer. Remember, Avila saying the sliders made the difference.
And the difference turned into 21 wins against only 3 losses for Scherzer. 5th best ERA in the American League at 2.90. Over 214 innings pitched. Number 2 in strikeouts with 240. He's got 3 tonight. Struck out 13 in Game 2 here Sunday night. Strike 1. Stephen Drew has 1 hit in 17 at bats in this series. Just 3 hits this postseason. One ball, 1 strike. Drew has yet to swing. The count 2-1. 33rd pitch of the night coming here from Scherzer.
Heard about pitchers being all over the place. Max Scherzer's all over the place in the strike zone. Up and in, down and in, up and away, down and away. Rarely a ball down the middle.
Could strike out the side here in the second, and does. 96 past the bat of Stephen Drew. That sends us into the third inning. Here at Fenway Park, it's game number 6. 3 strikeouts in the second for Scherzer. Red Sox and Tigers, no score. Hill. Iglesias with a foul to start this third inning. A hit in the first, a hit in the second for the Tigers. They've stranded 2. Red Sox have left 2, and Max Scherzer just struck out the side in the bottom of the second. Justin Verlander is sweating through this one with all the Tiger fans across the world. You're hoping to get the ball tomorrow night. What an odd feeling that must be as you sit down there hoping you get a chance.
Yeah, you know, this is the second time I've had to go through this postseason. You know, it's a difficult feeling. Obviously, you're doing everything you can, pulling for your guys, but you know, I think it takes more out of you sitting here watching these games.
Here's a base hit into right off the bat of Iglesias, and he's on to start the third inning. Third hit.
It takes a little bit more out of you sitting here watching these games. I think it does pitching. I mean, your heart's beating the whole time, and it's pretty stressful.
And Justin, before Game 5 against Oakland, you said, "Look, who's kidding whom? It's not just any other game," and you got to feel that way about tomorrow night if you get a chance to pitch.
Yeah, there's no pretending here, man. It's not the same type of game. It's totally different, and you got to prepare yourself for it. You know, I've had the opportunity to pitch in a few of those type games now, and I feel like having those under your belt helps a little bit with the nerves and stuff. But you know, the intensity level is totally different, and you just got to go out there and deal with it.
Base hit by Iglesias to start this third inning. Torrey Hunter with Iglesias running, and Hunter flies one into left. Gomes is there. He'll try to throw behind the runner, but Iglesias back, 1 out.
The last time that there was a 7-3 putout, a left fielder throwing behind the runner at first base, was 7 years ago. And that's what we almost saw right here. Johnny Gomes, because Iglesias was running, and Iglesias diving back into first base. But how odd would that have been? 7 years since the last 7-3 putout at first base.
Did you know that, Justin Verlander?
No, I didn't, but now I do. I mean, what are you talking about? I know everything. I got that.
Okay. Here's Miguel Cabrera. 1 on, 1 out. Cabrera struck out his first time. Iglesias was running on that pitch to Hunter. That's why he was so far off, but got back. Cabrera now 5 out of 19 against the Red Sox in this series, and Buchholz looks the runner at first back to the bag. You got to like, Justin, the way Max Scherzer's working tonight. He has got his good stuff. I guess you're used to that by now.
Yeah, he's had his good stuff all year, and it's fun to watch when he's on. And you know, these first couple innings are a good indicator. Usually if he gets in a little bit of trouble, it's early. So he looks great right now. Hopefully he just continues to go out there and pound the strike zone. Obviously against these guys who try to work the count, first pitch strikes and staying aggressive is key.
Yeah, it looked like you don't need to be a genius to figure out that the Red Sox approach here tonight was to at least take the first pitch. Nobody went up there swinging.
Yeah, well, you know, that's their approach so far. Obviously things can change the second time around. They might come out and totally change it and try to jump on every first pitch. You got to be cognizant of that and just you know, just go out there and continue to make your pitches and execute.
Here's Cabrera taking a ball up and in. We've talked about Max Scherzer telling Jim Leyland he was finished after 7 in Game 2. What is it with you, Justin, when you know you've had enough?
You know, usually in the regular season, you don't quite get there. For me, very rarely do I get to where I feel like I'm exhausted. But in the postseason, things change a little bit. There's so much emphasis on every pitch. It's a little bit different. You can fatigue yourself a little bit earlier than normal. Usually in the regular season, you know, 120, I still feel pretty strong. But now, you know, 120 and you're pretty gassed.
Last question as Cabrera looks down at his third base coach, Tom Brookins. Let's see how good my journalistic abilities are, but we'll do it after the pitch to Cabrera. 1 on, 1 out. Iglesias a base hit to start the frame. Hunter flied out to left, and Buchholz brings home a 1-1. I heard, verify or tell me I'm wrong, Justin, that you guys kept your keys for the hotel, but the luggage is available just in case. Is that right?
That is accurate. I've got my key in my back pocket. I plan on going back there tonight.
That's up to Scherzer, your bullpen, and your offense. Hey, as always, thanks for your time, and good luck if you get the ball tomorrow.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. Justin Verlander Hoping to pitch a game 7. Right now there's no score. Top of the 3rd. 1 on, 1 out. And a 1-2 pitch to Cabrera. 2 out.
Again, Joe, staying away from Miguel Cabrera. The Red Sox have not made a habit of coming inside to Cabrera. Cut fastball. And Cabrera down on strikes for the 2nd time.
4 strikeouts on the night for Buchholz, and now it's Prince Fielder. Inside, ball 1. Prince struck out his first time. Could get everybody off his back with a big shot here in the 3rd. They're on Fielder's back in the Detroit lineup. They're on Stephen Drew's back in the Red Sox lineup.
Again, try to hit the ball to left field. When you do that, you keep your front shoulder in.
Count 1 ball, 1 strike. In the bottom of this inning, the Red Sox will have Bogarts, Ellsbury, and Victorino against Scherzer, who struck out 4, allowed a hit and a walk. Right at Napoli, blocks it, goes to the bag, and Fielder 0 for 2 tonight. Bottom of the 3rd inning rolls in Fenway Park. Buchholz doing his job. Scherzer tries to continue doing his. No score. Of Aruba. See what he has accomplished this postseason. 2 for 5 so far. That bottom line brought to you by T-Mobile. Nationwide data is going global with coverage in over 100 countries at no extra charge. Again, taking that first pitch, it's a strike as we're underway in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bogarts, then Ellsbury, then Victorino against Scherzer. Strike 2. Scherzer with 36 pitches so far after a 21 pitch first inning. It only took him 13 to get through inning number 2. Just outside, ball 1. Bogarts with 44 at bats at the big league level this season has been able to lay off pitches. Not that that was close, but he showed his discipline at the plate with a couple of key walks in the clinching game, game 4 of the division series against Tampa Bay. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Outside. That pitch a little closer, a full count.
Behind 0-2 with 2 fastballs, and now the 2-2 slider misses, barely down.
Bogarts trying to make Scherzer work. Again, get the pitch count up. John Farrell's team wants to dig into that Detroit bullpen.
Talked about it in the opening, Joe. I've never been a proponent of that. But with Scherzer on the mound, it changes things.
A leadoff walk and a good at bat by the kid.
How about that? 0-2, and he worked the count to get a walk out of Scherzer. Second walk given up by Max in this game.
It brings in Ellsbury.
A lot of things you can do right here. You can hit and run. I think Ellsbury's too good a hitter to sacrifice in this situation. I think you're wasting out. Red Sox are not a sacrificing team. Ellsbury, for the most part, a 300 hitter this year, 298.
Took 3 pitches his first time up. All 3 were strikes. Runner at first, nobody out. A ball outside and a check swing.
Changeup had some screwball action to it.
Xander Bogaerts this postseason, 9 plate appearances. He's drawn 4 walks.
Hit and run a possibility here. Good speed on it first. The count in Ellsbury's favor.
One ball, one strike. Victorino, who's been struggling with his swing, waiting on deck. Ellsbury now 5 out of 12 in his career against Scherzer after that first inning strikeout. So he typically sees the ball well out of Scherzer's hand as he waits for a 1-1. Ball 2. Two and 2. I just love the fact that we've got you talking about pitch count this early in the game, but here's Scherzer, does not have anybody retired in the 3rd inning, up to 45 pitches on the night.
Don't get used to it. Tomorrow night's a different deal. If there is a tomorrow night in the series, it'll be the same thing.
I hope there's a tomorrow night. Just don't know if there's a game tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, well that's what. Yeah.
Leadoff walk, now a 2-2 count on Ellsbury. And a full count to Jacoby.
2, 3, and 2 counts. Bogaerts walked, probably running right here. Cannot get picked off on a 3-2 count. Either a hit and run or a 3-2 count. It's up to the hitter to put the ball in play. You don't need to get as good a jump at first base.
Just trying to get movement. Bogaerts running. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks.
The one thing a catcher wants from an umpire on a 3-2 pitch is an immediate call. Alex Avila didn't get one. He threw to second anyway. Keep in mind that that ball is live. Had that ball gone into center field, then Bogaerts could have gone to 3rd.
Now Jeff Jones out there to talk with the infielders and Scherzer. With runners on at 1st and 2nd and Victorino coming up, the Red Sox could do a lot of things here.
I think they bunt. Either straight sacrifice or bunt for a base hit. Victorino wants to talk to Brian Butterfield right here. Victorino is an excellent bunter. He had 10 sacrifices this year on a team who doesn't sacrifice a lot. It's an awful lot. He'll try to bunt the ball to Cabrera. One thing the Tigers are talking about is make sure you get one. So if Victorino gets the ball down the 3rd baseline, it could be very interesting.
Cabrera not moving around well, struggling with that bad groin. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Ball one outside. Victorino showed it. Pitch wasn't close. Bunt in the air, and it's caught by Scherzer. What a catch. And a big out here in the third inning.
How many times do you see this? A sliding catch by a pitcher. What a play by Scherzer. And that ball hopped out of his glove and goes into foul territory. Could really be trouble. Max Scherzer certainly helping his cause right there.
And so Victorino, who hasn't been getting any hits, now can't get the bunt down. So his frustration continues. It's a pop-up. Caught by Scherzer, and now Dustin Pedroia stands in. He singled through the left side his first time. Runner still at first and second. Good speed on with Bogaerts and Ellsbury one out. It's foul. Alfonso Marquez is the umpire down the left field line, and Pedroia came awfully close, that close to his first home run of this postseason. We're going to get an argument out of John Farrell, but you can see the shadow of the baseball on the pole. Take another look. It is definitely to the left.
Definitely.
Of the pole. They may give it a look.
Since 1975, Game 6 against Cincinnati, Carlton Fisk's home run that stayed fair off Pat Darcy. That particular ball hit down the left field line is the most reminiscent of Fisk's blast.
Now they're going to go look at it.
That's a foul ball. It's a great pickup, Joe, and that shadow right there. I think that seems to me proved that it was a foul ball by about 4 inches. Game 6, 1975 against Pat Darcy.
There it goes, the long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Dick Stockton's famous call. That one stayed fair.
One of the biggest swings in Red Sox history off the bat of Fisk. Well, this play's under review. I think if nothing else, and you can see John Farrell, his shoulders dropped after he either saw the ball go foul or he saw the umpire make the call. That ball was just crunched.
Pitch was a slider. It looked like Pedroia was looking for it.
Just hooked foul. But John Farrell, if nothing else, he's delayed the rest of this bottom of the third inning with Scherzer walking around now on the mound, having to wait for them to look at that replay.
That's a valid point. Pitchers don't like that. We talked about base runners having their rhythm earlier. Pitchers do too. I think Max knows what to do.
Here comes the call. Joe West says foul ball, and we'll go back to work with 2 on, 1 out. And an 0-1 count on Dustin Pedroia.
Now Max Scherzer wants to throw a couple of pitches. Dan Iasonia, home plate umpire, was about ready to brush off home plate. 1 pitch, he's ready.
So the runners at first and second. That was a big missed opportunity with Victorino for the Red Sox, popping up a bunt. The only hit with runners in scoring position for Pedroia during this postseason in this series was against Scherzer. An RBI double off the wall here at Fenway last Sunday. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Joe, that, by the way, Aaron Charlton handing us a note. That was the first time the Red Sox have swung at the first pitch tonight. Long foul.
Two on, 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Few raindrops falling here at Fenway. Outside corner, strike 2. Good pitch from Scherzer.
Power pitcher that can paint. That's why he won 21 games this year.
Back-to-back walks started the inning. Victorino popped up. Good play by Scherzer. Pedroia waits for the 1-2 and stays alive. And there's another foul tip for Alex Avila, who was a baseball magnet.
Yeah, it's contagious, Joe. Once you get one, they keep coming in with rapidity, it seems. This one right to the chest protector. That padding, there's Alex's dad, the assistant general manager to Dave Dombrowski of the Tigers. That chest protector, a lot of people think that it protects you. It protects some, but not all the pain.
Bogarts and Ellsbury, the runners, 1 out. Left side, that brings Cabrera to the bag. A step and a throw and a double play ends the inning. And Scherzer gets around the 2 walks to start it. What a play he made on a bunt by Victorino. And then just fouled down the line off the bat of Pedroia. And game 6 is scoreless after 3. The conversation begins by the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and Galaxy Gear. MLB Fan Cave is coming back for 2014. Players, celebrities, concerts, and more. You can be a part of next season's team. Go to MLBFancave.com and apply right now. 4th inning rolls in. Back to work is Buchholz. It's been a while since he's been out there. After a scoreless but long bottom of the 3rd. First up, Victor Martinez. First pitch. Ball 1. Martinez, Peralta, Avila. Victor flied out to center his first time up. Outside, it's 2-0. Martinez steps out, takes his time getting back in as Buchholz takes his time looking in to get his sign. What's it going to be on 2-0? Victor Martinez hit 14 home runs during the regular season. He takes ball 3. Tigers trying to put their leadoff man on for the third time in 4 innings. Once the leadoff man's been able to get on in the first and the third, they haven't moved. Hunter and then Iglesias. Three and one.
When the leadoff man gets on, it's about a 51% chance of scoring. With one out, it goes all the way down to 15%. So it's very important to get on the board to get that leadoff batter on, regardless of his speed. Martinez not a fast runner.
In the air, caught on a line by Drew. 1 away. A rocket off the bat of Victor Martinez.
We talked about it earlier, how many hits are taken away in the middle by the shift. You could see Stephen Drew right at shortstop, jumping up about 3 feet, making the play.
Leadoff man is gone for Detroit. It was a loud out. And here's Peralta. Breaking ball that has Peralta bending back from ball 1. Colts able to come back from a 3-0 count to get Victor Martinez. There's 1-0 to Peralta. Avila on deck. Ortiz, Napoli, and Saltalamacchia for the Red Sox in the bottom of this 4th. Currently no score. The Red Sox leading this best of 7, 3 games to 2. This is Drew. 2 out. And now Alex Avila. And the collision in game 5. Throw home by Infante, and David Ross lowered his shoulder. Avila continued for about another inning. And that was last inning when he took a foul tip right off the chest protector. Batting with 2 out, nobody on. Avila struck out his first time when Buchholz got him with a changeup. And that's how he starts him here in the 4th. Hanson brothers with us here tonight. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Questions about Buchholz and about what his stamina is like after missing 82 games on the disabled list. Won 11 straight to start the season, was 12-1 overall, trying to build his arm strength back up. A neck and shoulder issue is what sidelined him. He jams Avila. Bogarts makes the play, and let's go to the bottom of the 4th of game 6. More good pitching. Tigers and Red Sox, no score. Rowing. 1,400 volunteers helping. 37 states represented. 23 countries represented. Course length 3 miles. Bridges to row under 7. Age of the oldest known rower 86. Mary Elizabeth Stone. Age of the youngest known rower 11. Christopher Bass. First one was in 1965. Nearly 300 competitors, 100 boats at the time, now over 2,000. Beautiful day in Boston today. The temperature 60 degrees. When we started tonight's game, we've had a few sprinkles, but nothing significant. And as we start the bottom of the 4th of a scoreless game 6, Here's David Ortiz, who gets under one and skies it into shallow right. Hunter and Infante. It's Infante, 1 out.
Omar went out a long way for that pop fly. That's how tall it was. Players talk about pop-ups like they're tall. This one was real tall. So Bill Russell tall.
2 guys have gone up there swinging at the first pitch. Pedroia tried to jump on one and hit it just foul. Narrowly missed a 3-run homer last inning. Now Ortiz trying to jump on the first pitch. Pitch number 55 was that skied pop-up, shallow right, 1 out. Here's Napoli. Mike bounced out to short his first time. Strike 1.
Can't help but see Mike Napoli in the batter's box and telling us the other day that he felt better than he's ever felt during the postseason. And then you look at Alex Avila about 4 feet from him, who's gone through the rigors of catching over the last 3 games.
Napoli, a former catcher. He's hit home runs now. Multiple home runs with 3 different teams in the postseason. The Angels, then Texas. The good World Series back in 2011. And now 2 home runs for Boston. And he strikes out for out number 2 here in the 4th. With the bases empty, Saltalamacchia is walking in. Strong defense matters most in October. Catch the top defensive plays and enter for a chance to win an all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado at ChevyBaseball.com. Scherzer now this postseason has gone 19 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed only 9 hits. He struck out 31. Has allowed 4 earned runs. That's it. Ball 1 to Saltalamacchia. Trying to have his most efficient inning pitch-wise. This is pitch number 6. And that catches Avila again. I mean, almost staggered after that foul ball off his mask.
Almost knocked him back. Watch. Had to put his right hand on the ground behind him. Dan Iasonia, professional courtesy there to allow Avila to shake the further cobwebs out.
He went out to just flip the ball to Scherzer, and then he came back and cleaned off an already clean plate just to kill some time. That drops in for a strike. And Saltalamacchia is set up at a ball and 2 strikes. With 2 out, nobody on, a 1-2 pitch.
You saw Max Scherzer before that fastball shake off Alex Avila. You know, it's a myth to think that when a pitcher shakes off a catcher that they're not disagreeing on things. Catchers encourage pitchers to shake them off. After all, they're the ones who are throwing the pitches.
That was important. A 9-pitch inning for Scherzer. Here in the 4th, he's got 6 strikeouts. Nobody's got a run. Let's go to the 5th inning, game 6. Back after this from your local Fox station. Baseball's all-time greats through devastating injury in the final days of his unbelievable career being Mariano. Premieres tomorrow on Fox. The special encore presentation Tuesday on Fox Sports 1. Fun night in the seats, I'm sure, here at Fenway Park. When isn't it? As this game goes into the 5th, no score, game 6. Bottom 3 in the order for the Tigers: Infante, Jackson, and Iglesias against Buchholz. Here's a 1-0. Good tailing pitch for strike 1. Infante singled over the outstretched glove of Dustin Pedroia his first time up. Here's a 1-1. Strike 2.
Same count on which Infante singled. Buchholz tried to go away with the cutter. Pedroia jumping, couldn't get it. Breaking ball. Best time to jam a hitter is with 2 strikes, generally speaking. The good hitters protect the plate. That's why you can run the ball in on them. Fastball away.
To the shortstop as Infante tried to pull the pitch. 1 out with Austin Jackson coming up. John Farrell's trying to lead the Red Sox in his first year as Boston's manager to the World Series. Who's the last manager to reach the World Series in his first season with a team? Farrell was here with Terry Francona as the pitching coach, 2007 through 2010, and spent 2 years in Toronto as their manager. Red Sox selected the right guy. Come in here, turn things around after a miserable season last year when they finished last in the AL East.
Terry doing such a great job with Cleveland, watching our game tonight, and he's probably thinking, what's the big deal about winning a World Series game? He's never lost one. 8-0. 4 straight in 2004, 4 straight in 2007.
Counts 2-0. Jackson bounced back to Buchholz his first time. That ended the top of the second. In at the knees. 2-1. Jackson 7 out of 40 this postseason. Now a 2-2 count. 18 strikeouts mixed in. Iglesias has got hits in 3 straight games. But people will come out of this ALCS talking about what he can do defensively at shortstop. Jackson waits for a 2-2 pitch. Buchholz was behind 2-0, and now it's a full count. Jackson popped 12 home runs during the regular season. Inside for a 1-out walk. And the first walk handed out by Buchholz tonight. Talked about Iglesias playing the shortstop position with flair. He's got unbelievable hands. This from the regular season. Somehow got the out. And then the other night in Detroit, covering a mile of territory in the shallow outfield to rob David Ortiz of a blue pit.
We talked about it the other night. That is the first of a long list of great catches that this young man will make before his career is over. And this is a real hit and run situation right here, because Buchholz throws so many ground balls, and Iglesias with a penchant to hit that hole between first and second. He's good at it.
On the outside corner, strike 1. Jackson, because he has struggled at the plate, hasn't had much of a chance to do running in this postseason. He has 1 steal in this LCS. That came in game 4 on Wednesday. His first game in that number 8 spot. He's been there 3 straight games. Iglesias singled his first time up. On deck is Hunter. Tigers trying to take a 5th inning lead here in game 6. Not hard hit. Pedroia steps, throws. Got it. Double play. And Dustin Pedroia took it himself. Not hard hit. But this guy can hang in there and get it to first with the best of them from the second base position. No score after 4.5. We're traveling down the same old road in this game. All pitching, little hitting, no runs through 4.5. So by way of game summary, you look at the 2 starters. So close for Pedroia. 2 on, nobody out. And that ball just hooked foul in the 3rd. The closest either team has come to scoring runs. And it's Gomes, Drew, and Bogaerts for the Red Sox in the 5th. Boston has only 1 hit, and that came back in the 1st. Scherzer pitched around 2 walks in the 3rd inning. He's retired 5 straight. Johnny Gomes struck out his first time. A glancing blow on a foul tip. The 1-1 popped up, shallow right. Torrey Hunter, a long way to go, but good speed to get there. And let's go back to the home plate umpire, Dan Iasonia, after one of those nasty foul balls off of Vila.
Man, Alex.
You've been getting beat up. I'm going to give you a second, though.
Man, he gets beat up like nobody's business, man.
In the throat?
No, right in the face, I think.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
That's been happening pretty much all series. As Stephen Drew takes a strike. Stephen's tired of these strikeouts. He struck out in the 2nd. He struck out 9 times in 18 at bats in this series. The 0-1 in the air to left, easy for Peralta, new to the outfield, 2 out, and for more on Avila and that mask, down to Ken Rosenthal.
Well, Joe, Alex Avila suffered concussion-like symptoms twice in a span of 11 months. And after that, he switched masks. Went to an old-style mask with steel bars rather than the lighter one with titanium bars, the one that Jim Leyland described as light as a feather. This new mask, more padding, more reinforcement. It's heavier. It should better protect him.
It also has an extension on the bottom part of the mask that protects the throat. You heard Max Scherzer ask Dan Iasonia, was it in the throat? And that extension down there does help right there. That helps protect the Adam's apple.
Xander Bogaerts took a ball, now swings through, strike 1. He walked his first time. When Scherzer walked the first 2 in the 3rd inning, then Victorino could not advance the runners with a bad bunt. Popped up, Scherzer made a good catch. And after narrowly missing a 3-run home run, Pedroia bounced into a double play.
You know, in a game of no hitting, Joe, it was the bunt or the lack of getting a bunt down by Victorino that could be the reason neither team has scored.
Two and two the count. Base is empty, 2 out. Another full count on Bogaerts. Jim Leyland to the coffee. Max Scherzer with a 3-2 to Bogaerts.
Bogaerts with 1 home run this year at Yankee Stadium.
Hits it well into left center field. This ball is off the monster, and Bogaerts has got a 2-out double.
This ball almost hitting the Be Strong sign right above the 379 sign in left center field. Playing the Karamas Jackson. The monster taketh or giveth and taketh away. That ball could have been a home run in a lot of parks.
That ball was scorched.
It really was. And the reason I brought that home run up at Yankee Stadium, he hit it 443 feet when the Red Sox played at Yankee Stadium in September.
That one left faster than it came in at 100 miles per hour off the bat of Xander Bogaerts. Now he's at second for Ellsbury, who drove home 53 during the regular season. That's into right. Hunter will come up throwing. Bogaerts makes it 1-0. Ellsbury the RBI.
Like Ellsbury went up there, looked for the changeup, got it, drilled it, 1-0. Changeup it was over the middle of the plate. 1-0 Sox.
Again, these Red Sox, for the most part tonight, taking the first pitch.
Joe, you remember when we had Justin Verlander on? He said, second time through the order, you never know. They might change it, and they did.
They did with Pedroia, they did with Ortiz, and it's Ellsbury who took 3 pitches for a strikeout in the first inning, jumping on that first pitch to produce the game's first run. Now Victorino. There goes Ellsbury. Throw down by Avila. In time to end the inning. So Alex Avila gets Jacoby Ellsbury to end the 5th. The inning that produces the first run of Game 6. 2-out double by the 21-year-old Bogaerts. Driven in by Ellsbury. 1-0 Red Sox after 5. With global data coverage in over 100 countries at no extra charge. This is the 4th game in this series. It's either been scoreless or 1-0 through 5 innings. That's how good the starting pitching has been on both sides. It's the top of the order bats for the Tigers, down 1 now in the 6th inning. Torrey Hunter first up. This was the inning where Buchholz collapsed in Game 2. Here's his 1-0. Ball and a strike. Hunter 1 for 2. He's singled and fly to left. Cabrera and Fielder the next 2. Here's a 1-1. Changed up. Strike 2.
Boy, that's a beauty right there. Wasn't necessarily down, but But when you sell it like that and throw it out of the same arm slot, get a hitter like Torrey Hunter, an experienced hitter, swinging at the arm motion and not the ball.
Two and two. The 2-2 pitch inside, a full count. Only 4 of 18 teams needing to go on the road to win games 6 and 7 have won a championship series. Last team to do it, the Boston Red Sox in 2004, winning the last 2 at Yankee Stadium. That's inside, and Hunter has worked a leadoff walk. Brings in Miguel Cabrera. He has struck out twice in this game.
I would think that they'll work in the same way, working Cabrera away. Count 0-2. This is his first time up, striking out on the 0-2 pitch. Third inning, second time up. Breaking ball is high. 1-1 pitch fouled off. Away again. So if you're Cabrera, look away.
And if you're the Red Sox, here's why you're leading 3 games to 2. One of the big reasons, these 2 big bats. Only 4 RBIs between them. The guy at the plate has all 4. And just 1 home run. But it was Cabrera off Buchholz in game 2. He takes a ball high. And there is action for the Red Sox with Brandon Workman getting loose as the pitch count has climbed over 80. Franklin Morales joining Workman, and they're going to stall now and let those guys get loose after that leadoff walk.
Yeah, that's a buy some time meeting from Juan Nieves, the pitching coach. Of course, that could dissipate, or after it dissipates, if they get a ground ball by Cabrera. That's what Junichi Tozawa did in game 3. He had the strikeout, and then in game 5 he had the double play grounder, and those proved to be 2 big outs for the Red Sox in this series.
Right now we're in the 6th. Boston leading 1-0. Runner at first, nobody out, and a 1-0 count on Cabrera. When Cabrera is healthy, there's no better hitter in the game.
No.
Mentioned it was the 6th inning. Buchholz ran into trouble in game 2. That's why the second Torrey Hunter dropped the bat and went down to first on that leadoff walk. Action started for the Red Sox in their bullpen. Looks like it'll be a quicker hook tonight for Buchholz. It was a slow hook in game 2. Workman was the first guy to get up in that bullpen, but Franklin Morales joined him. Depending on the situation, Morales could find himself in this game here in a hurry with Fielder coming up. Right now it's a 1-1 count on Cabrera. Inside, ball 2.
When your bullpen coach is talking to one pitcher or the other, in this case the left-hander, that seems to confirm your theory about Morales coming in to pitch to Fielder. Ooh, that was hittable. Or did he miss one there? When he's healthy, no way does he foul that ball back. He hits it hard somewhere.
Instead, it's strike 2. And the count evens 2-2. Hit through the left side. And it's 2 on with nobody out as Cabrera has his first hit of the night.
After fouling off that first high fastball, Buchholz again upstairs. He doesn't foul that one off. I think we're going to see Morales.
And we are. Here comes John Farrell. Second visit of the inning. Franklin Morales will enter to deal with Prince Fielder. For the Tigers, still waiting for Prince to get in on the run scoring fun. A nice hand for Clay Buchholz as he exits. Up 1-0, but with 2 on and nobody out here in the 6th. Morales, just his 3rd game this entire postseason. But while the focus is on Morales for the Red Sox with 2 on and nobody out, the focus really has been on Prince Fielder, who came in without an RBI in his last 17 postseason games. Only 1 extra base hit. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Now he has to deal with the left-hander Morales in year 2 of a 9-year deal. And you have to go back to game 1 of last year's ALCS for his last RBI. Nothing the rest of the time against the Yankees. Nothing against the Giants in the World Series. Nothing against the A's in the division series. And so far, no RBIs against Boston in this ALCS. He could erase all that frustration with something here in game 6. Ball 1, and Saltalamacchia keeps it in front of him. There's a night for Buchholz. He gets into the 6th inning. No runs, 4 hits. Struck out 4, walked 2. Here's a 1-0. Outside, 2-0.
Prince Fielder knows he's going to get a fastball here. Trying to be patient, select a strike.
Workman is ready when needed, but right now it's Morales and Fielder. Morales has yet to throw a strike, and he walks Fielder on 4 straight to load the bases with nobody out. And now you've got the switch hitting Victor Martinez, who you prefer to have bat right-handed. Much more dangerous left-handed. The right-hander in the bullpen, a lefty on the mound, but a lefty who could not throw a strike to Fielder.
Martinez batting .279 right-handed, .314 left-handed. Any way you cut it, Joe, you're exactly right. Much better hitter as a left-hander. The one nemesis of Martinez, he will ground into a double play if he hits it hard at somebody. Not a fast runner. He had 23 grounded into double plays this year.
Tigers down 3 games to 2, trailing 1-0. Have the bases loaded with nobody out. Ball 1, 5 in a row from Morales that he missed. Victor Martinez with a grand slam during the regular season, June 22nd, in support of Max Scherzer. In the game against the Red Sox, there's a strike. That was in Detroit.
How about that? 5 straight fastballs miss, and the breaking ball in for a strike.
Hunter, Cabrera, and Fielder the runners. Two walks and a hit in the inning. Here's a 1-1. Blocked by Saltalamacchia. It's 2-1. Morales finished the regular season hot. No runs allowed in 10 of his last 11 games. Has not had frequent work in this postseason, just his 3rd game. Behind on the count, 2-1. Scores. Here comes Cabrera. Holding at third is Fielder, and the Tigers have their first lead of the night. It's 2-1. And that Red Sox bullpen, which has been so good in this series and in this postseason, watches Morales come in, walk the first man he faces, fall behind on the count, and give this up high off the wall to Victor Martinez. Tigers lead by 1. Victor Martinez delivers. Tigers have their first lead of the night. Facing elimination, up 2-1. First 2 reached against Buchholz, 2 against Morales. Here's Brandon Workman. First and third, nobody out. Strike 1 on Johnny Peralta. Fielder drew a 4-pitch walk from Morales to start Franklin's night. And Morales fell behind Victor Martinez, who singled home 2 runs high off the monster in left center. And now the 0-1 to Peralta. Pedroia will tag, and they've got the runner hung up. Fielder. 1 out already, and out is Fielder trying to get back to the bag.
That's terrible base running by Prince Fielder. He's got to make Pedroia come home with the ball before he can tag Martinez between first and second. This plays right into Pedroia's hands. I don't think I've ever seen this, Joe. Pedroia fakes home and now goes home. They get Fielder in the rundown, and Saltalamacchia finally makes the tag. Fielder has got to come home, prevent the tag between first and second, but he stopped between first and second, between home and third. You can't make that mistake. Pedroia made a brilliant play for the double play.
He goes 4-2 with Pedroia feeding Saltalamacchia. They came out to check the health of Saltalamacchia after he fell on top of Fielder down the third baseline, and now it's a runner at second. Kelly will do the running. He's running for Peralta.
Pedroia got his cake and ate it too. Fielder's got to draw the throw home to prevent the tag of Martinez. If he stays at third, Pedroia simply tags Martinez and goes to first for the double play. So he's got to come all the way home, draw the throw that prevents the tag of Martinez, and that way you stay out of the double play. What a huge play by Dustin Pedroia.
Now it's Avila with Kelly running at second and 2 out. And only 2 runs home. So you think about where this inning has been. 2 on, nobody out, bases loaded, nobody out. Then the 2-run single by Martinez, 2 runs home. You have a lead. You've got 2 guys on, runners at the corners, nobody out. And on that chopper hit by Peralta, the double play, runner at second, 2 out.
Yeah, and the middle infielders were playing double play depth, not in. If you slow that play down, you're looking at Fielder looking at Pedroia. And by stopping, he allowed the tag of Martinez. Then it was simply a matter of throwing home and allowing Saltalamacchia to run Fielder back to third.
So the batter who hit the ball is the one who reaches base. That's Peralta, as Drew Smiley is up in the bullpen for the Tigers. Pinch runner is Kelly. He's at second in the 0-1. Ball and a strike. So they get Peralta out of the game. Kelly will stay in and play left. The Tigers now leading by a run. Here's a 1-1 to Avila. That's foul. Strike 2. In the bottom of this 6th inning, it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Victorino, Pedroia, and Ortiz. Scherzer still in the game, but Smiley is up in the bullpen. Scherzer has thrown 76 pitches to this point. The 1-2. Got him looking. And the good news for the Tigers facing elimination, they get the lead. The bad news, they'll be thinking about what might have been. Looking at the possibility of a big 6th inning. They get only 2. Lead by 1. Into the bottom of the 6th. Here in Game 6. He's in left, a 2-1 game, and Max Scherzer goes back to work. It'll be Victorino, Pedroia, and Ortiz. Been a frustrating series offensively for Victorino. Last time up, he tried to get a bunt down to advance the runners. They were at first and second, nobody out, and he popped up. Smiley's getting loose. With Ortiz due up third in this 6th. Pitch count not an issue for Scherzer, only 76 to this point. 2-1 Detroit. Victorino takes strike one. Leadoff man is on as Victorino is hit yet again. He's been hit 6 times this postseason, and he's on to start the 6th.
That was the most unusual pitch from Max Scherzer. He dropped his arm down. It looked like he was caught in between. You've heard of hitters being caught in between. It was a changeup. That's the reason, and it comes in and hits Victorino in the rib cage. If you're going to be hit in the rib cage, you might as well be hit by a changeup.
Here is Pedroia. He turned that double play in the top of this inning. Ball 1 down and away. Now Al Albuquerque joins Drew Smyly.
Scherzer wanted that fastball, thought it was on the corner, called outside by Dan Iasonia.
Two balls, no strikes. Now 3-0. Tore a ligament in his left thumb on opening day. Played throughout the season. He just does not want to come out. Power numbers down. Hit 9 home runs during the regular season, but drove home 84. No home runs this postseason. He walks. And now Jeff Jones will go talk with Ortiz coming up.
And when Jeff Jones goes out there to talk, you know no pitching move will take place. Jim Leyland makes all the pitching changes. So Max Scherzer will at least pitch to David Ortiz.
He came to the Red Sox in 2003. He's had nothing but clutch moments for the Red Sox, regular season and postseason. 04 was a star in that ALCS against the Yankees. Hit the game-tying grand slam in Game 2 of this series. Look what he's done in the late innings. 5 go-ahead or game-tying hits in the 8th or later, tied for second most in postseason history. But he's trying to do it a little bit before his usual late inning time. We're only in the 6th. Two on, nobody out. Ortiz up there to pump. And Scherzer at 96 gets the foul ball for strike 1. Right side and foul. Strike 2.
If David Ortiz hits the ball to the right side, the one thing it will do is give Pedroia a chance to get down on Jose Iglesias and perhaps take him out of the double play. It's much tougher to turn that 4-6-3 double play than 6-4-3. That's provided Big Papi hits it to the right side.
Scherzer has struck out 6. As Max reached back for a little extra with that 0-2 pitch. Ortiz has walked and popped up. Serves it into left. Kelly on the run has got out number 1. And a nice running catch by Don Kelly just into the game and left.
Ortiz reaching out weakly. And a little floater to the left side, so Scherzer got his man on that tailing fastball and a big out right there. Watch him reach.
Now 2 on 1 out for Mike Napoli. Good rip by Napoli, who is 1 for 15 in his career against Scherzer.
Napoli had one a little bit too high right there.
Napoli with 2 home runs in this series. 2 solo shots. 6 for 18. Avila can't keep it close enough, and the runners advance to second and third.
No 2 runners in baseball, in my view, would ever go on this short a wild pitch. Ball crawling under the legs of Napoli. Avila did what he could, but excellent jumps by Victorino and Pedroia. Well, that was terrific base running right there.
A wild pitch makes it second and third. Infield back up the middle. Good speed on. Strike 2. And Scherzer, who has struck out 6, wants number 7 to come here with Napoli at the plate.
That's a weapon most pitchers don't have, the strikeout with a man on third and less than 2 outs.
A strikeout for out number 2.
After all the fastballs, the changeup gets him.
Scherzer has one of the best follow-throughs of any pitcher in the game.
He sells that changeup. That's right. Same arm slot. Hitters swing at the arm motion.
Now it's second and third with 2 out. for Saltalamacchia, who has struck out twice tonight. 96 from Scherzer.
Saltalamacchia, a low ball hitter. Scherzer has been feeding him a steady diet of fastballs around the letters. Pitchers say you go up the ladder on a guy like Saltalamacchia. That's what he's trying to do.
Pitch number 93. Coming from Scherzer. Ball one. Victorino led off. He was hit by a pitch. Pedroia drew a walk. Ortiz flipped one into left. He was caught by Kelly. A wild pitch to advance the runners, but a big strikeout. The infield back up the middle. Napoli could not put it in play. 2 out. Scherzer trying to power through this 6th inning. Had him out in front, and a pop-up should end the inning. It's Iglesias, and it's the end of the 6th. Scherzer gets around the hit batsman, the walk, the wild pitch. And the guy who won 21 games this season, trying to get Detroit to a Game 7, up 1. Back after this from your local Fox station. Fenway Park for a winner-take-all battle. See who meets the St. Louis Cardinals in the upcoming World Series, which starts next Wednesday. Coverage of ALCS Game 7 begins tomorrow at 7 Eastern, only on Fox. Brandon Workman did a great job coming out of the bullpen in the 6th. He starts the 7th with a ball that rides inside on Omar Infante. That's upstairs. Check swing and the count 2-0.
St. Louis Cardinals are watching this game tonight and pulling for Detroit. They don't care who they face, but they want a Game 7. Try and wear them out as much as they can, particularly with Justin Verlander going for Detroit. That means he wouldn't start the first 2 games of the World Series.
There's a strike.
If Detroit made it, of course.
Lackey would get the ball, and he was so good in that Game 3 start. Here's a 2-1. 2-2. Lackey went 6 2/3, allowed no runs on 4 hits. In game number 3, Verlander went 8, allowed 1 run on 4 hits with 10 strikeouts. The breaking ball is low, a full count. Infante 1 for 2 here in Game 6. Tigers leading by 1. Jammed him a bit into center for Ellsbury. 1 away. And Workman's retired all 3 batters he's faced. Once again, tonight's Dodge Durango trivia question: who was the last manager to reach the World Series in his first season with a team? The answer, him, Jim Leyland, 2006 with Detroit. Inherited a team that had a streak of 12 consecutive losing seasons, then led them to the pennant. Recharged the baseball culture in Detroit. They came up short in that World Series against his good friend Tony La Russa and the Cardinals. La Russa is here at the ballpark tonight. As Tozawa on the right, Breslow, the left-hander, on the left, get loose. Strike 2.
Just 12 years ago, when this organization lost 119 games in 1 year. Make that 10 years ago. So lots changed in a decade.
Jim Leyland trying to get the Tigers to the 3rd World Series in his 8 years. There's Tony La Russa. now working for Major League Baseball on committees. He has said repeatedly he is finished managing. The 0-2. Pretty good rip by Jackson at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Workman. In the bottom of this 7th, it'll be the bottom 3 in the lineup. At the moment, the bullpen is quiet for the Tigers after Scherzer got through the 6th. The 0-2. A stressful 6th inning for Max Scherzer after hitting a batter, walking the next. Got Ortiz through a wild pitch, struck out Napoli, got Saltalamacchia. Changeup, a big pitch in the bottom of the 6th inning for Scherzer. That's into center. A good at bat by Jackson. He's on with 1 out.
High fastball to Austin. He walked his last time up. First hit of this game.
So Jackson on base 2 more times out of that number 8 spot. And here's Iglesias. You were looking for movement on the bases the last time.
I was. This time too, but Jim Leyland's not a running manager. Of course, he doesn't have any speed, but the speed he does have and the contact he has are with these 2 guys, Jackson and Iglesias. Particularly with Iglesias' pinching to hit the ball to the right side in that hole, with Pedroia cheating for the double play.
Strike 1. Iglesias bounced into a double play when they didn't have the runner going his last time up. Austin Jackson now on base in 9 of his last 12 plate appearances. So he's had a turnaround. Here's an 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter on deck, and then Cabrera. The guy who's handled Cabrera in this series is Tazawa, and he's getting loose for Boston in their pen. They had him leaning and pick him off.
If that was the hit and run, and it very well could have been, you can't get picked off on that play. We talked about it a couple of innings ago. Full count or a hit and run. You're not picked off. Now, he may have been running on his own. We don't know. But that little wiggle toward second got him.
And the big right-hander with a good move. Perfect throw for the pickoff. Now Iglesias looks at a breaking ball. What a job Workman's done. 1-2 on Iglesias. Take another look. He got it. Workman knocks it down, and that's going to go for a hit. If he doesn't touch it, Pedroia's waiting for it. But he does, and Torrey Hunter will get the at-bat.
Instincts told Workman to try to glove it, but if you don't catch it, don't touch it.
Game summary. 11 o'clock straight up. Tigers lead 2-1. They need tonight to force Game 7 tomorrow night. Scherzer, outstanding 6 innings, a run on 3 hits. Buchholz could only get into the 6th. And it's Victor Martinez with a 2-run single to give the Tigers the lead. Now it's Iglesias at first and 2 out. with Hunter at the plate, and he bunts. Workman off the mound, drops it, and it's 2 on with 2 out.
So after making contact with the ball on that ball to second base, Workman tries to barehand it, bobbles it.
And it's an error.
Yeah, it should be. He comes up cleanly. He's out at first.
And it keeps Cabrera from batting here in the 7th. As it is, the error continues. The frame for the Tigers. They will have 2 on, 2 out. Workman is out. Tazawa coming in for another battle with Miguel Cabrera. Already in this ALCS game 3, 1st and 3rd with 1 out, and Tazawa struck him out.
Ball off the plate, and then in game 5, 7th inning, 1st and 3rd with the Red Sox leading by 2. That scored a run, but a big double play, and the Red Sox won the game 4-3.
So it's Junichi Tazawa to face Miguel Cabrera, who got a base hit to chase Clay Buchholz in the 6th. Now he bats in the 7th, 2 on, 2 out after the error by Brandon Workman. Good speed on Iglesias and Hunter for the Tigers, who lead by 1. So far, if you're Cabrera, I mean, you almost eliminate the inner half of home plate.
And the breaking ball.
It's just been all hard away from Tazawa. Want to know the count? 2 on, 2 out. Just that reason. Takes a hit, takes a run away, and as we stretch in game 6, because of that play by number 7, Stephen Drew, the Tigers lead by 1 as they trail in the series 3 games to 2. Geico in-game box score for the Red Sox. The RBI belongs to Jacoby Ellsbury. That came in the 5th inning. Gave the Red Sox a 1-0 lead. The Tigers got 2 in the 6th. Missed a chance for more. And now Scherzer is back out for the 7th. The bottom 3 in the lineup. Gomes, Drew, and Bogaerts coming up. Guy due up 3rd in this inning, Bogaerts, has the hardest hit ball off Scherzer in this game. That was a double back in the 5th. Gomes hit 13 home runs during the regular season. Takes the ball outside. No home runs for Gomes in this postseason, his first year with Boston. Inside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike, and any sign of trouble. Drew Smiley, the lefty, Jose Veras, the right-hander, getting ready for Detroit in their bullpen. Approaching 100 pitches. This is 97. It will get out of play for strike 2. Came on the air talking about Jim Leyland, saying the maximum in his mind would be 125 pitches tonight, but as it was in game 2, it is in game 6 for any really of Jim Leyland starters. It's up to Max. He told him he was finished after 7 in game 2. The lead was lost in the 8th. The game was lost in the 9th. That's hit a ton. Off the top of the wall. And it's a leadoff double for Johnny Gomes.
That ball missed going out less than a foot from the top of the monster. The monster's 37 feet high. This ball hit about 36 and a half feet up. 6 inches. Maybe less.
Pedroia narrowly missed a home run early. Back in the third. Now Gomes comes to within a foot of tying the game. Here's Drew. Ball one outside. Stephen Drew just made the play in the top of this 7th inning to rob Cabrera of a hit and an RBI on a diving stop to his left. He is 1 for 19 with 8 strikeouts coming in this ALCS. Good swing. 1 ball, 1 strike, and here's the reason Drew's still in the lineup.
I think what the Red Sox were thinking the minute that ball was hit, okay, he made the play, kept the ball in the infield, he caught it and got back up to throw out Cabrera at first base. Brilliant play by Drew.
The 9th strikeout for Drew. This series came in the 2nd. Fly to left in the 5th. Showing bunt, takes ball 2.
Because of Cabrera at third base. Now Vila out to talk to Scherzer. Notice that everything has been away. It was away to Gomes. He went out, reached out, and hit that ball almost for a home run. And everything to Drew has been away.
No sacrifice bunts for Stephen Drew since July of 2011. And the count's 2-2.
Jabbing at it, barrel of the bat below the ball, and that's why he popped it up. But trying to move it down the third baseline. Cabrera really had a big problem. He was looking at Gomes at second base and then looking at the hitter. It's a tough play for a third baseman. But that'll be taken off since the count is 2 strikes on Drew.
Scherzer has struck out 7. Max trying to keep the tying run at second base. Looking for strikeout number 8. .95 from Scherzer. Pitch number 103. Bogart's on deck. It was a 108 pitch night in game 2 for Scherzer when he got through 7. Strikeout and 1 out here in the 7th. Strikeout number 8 for Scherzer and number 10 in this series for Stephen Drew.
First and second, nobody out in the 6th inning. They failed to move the runners. The only way they moved was on a wild pitch. And now man on second, nobody out. So Scherzer with every right to act like he does after striking out Stephen Drew.
Now it's Bogarts, who has walked, doubled, and scored. The 21-year-old is in this lineup for his bat. Bogaerts doesn't seem to jump at anything at the plate. The guy who had only 44 regular season at bats in the big leagues.
That's confidence. We talked about Iglesias and the way he carries himself. Bogaerts similar.
Tying run at second, 1 out. Big hole on the right side of the infield for Bogaerts. There's a strike. Infante near the bag at second, trying to keep Gomes close.
Yeah, I saw that same thing. Gomes with a couple of extra steps at second base. Had Scherzer turned and thrown, they may have had a play at it.
Strike 2.
Boy, that last fastball right there.
Nod of the head from Xander Bogaerts, the top prospect in the Red Sox organization, getting back-to-back starts in this ALCS. Over but low, 2-2.
Cross anything else.
Still patient is Bogaerts, and it's his third full count of this game. Now Vila will go out and talk.
I don't know if that is changing the signs or not, but the odds of Bogaerts getting a sign from Johnny Gomes at second base, remote at the best. You're 21 years old. You're not worried about accepting signs from a guy leading off of second base. Forget about it.
The veteran on the left, the rookie on the right. 2-1 Detroit in the 7th. A walk on a pitch that barely missed. And now a decision for Jim Leyland with Ellsbury coming up.
Max Scherzer wanted that 3-2 pitch. He didn't get it. Now he's out of there.
Ellsbury coming up. Drew Smiley's coming in. Ellsbury with an RBI single his last time up against Scherzer. We'll have 2 on with 1 out as the Tigers send their starter away and go to their bullpen.
Jim Leyland telling us that Max Scherzer told him after 7 innings when he started game 2, told him that he was finished. He couldn't have told him this time because he was on the mound. I don't think he told him before the inning started. One wouldn't think.
So now Smiley deals with Ellsbury. Smiley walked Jacoby Ellsbury when he was one of 4 pitchers that came into the 8th inning in game 2. Smiley came out and said he immediately went over that at bat. Thought he was trying to be too fine. He said, I learned that I'm going to go right after these hitters, and here he is again. Dealing with Ellsbury. First pitch a strike. Now one up the middle. It is bobbled, and the bases are loaded. Iglesias kicked it. Moving to his left.
I think he tried to shovel it to Infante or stop and come back and touch the bag. Had he made the play right there, possibly. But he bobbles the ball. Infante goes after it, and an error on Jose Iglesias.
It's his second of this postseason. And that's it for Smiley. From what could have been a double play ball,
maybe,
to an error. The bases loaded, one out. Veras coming in with Shane Victorino coming up. With something here. Jose Veras has been good this postseason and in this ALCS. He enters with the bases loaded, one out. Detroit up by one in the seventh. There have been a lot of curveballs from Jose Veras, and that drops in for strike one.
And good ones. Victorino thought this ball came around the plate, but it was a strike.
Farrell sticking with Victorino. That is foul. Let's go back to the play and the error on Iglesias on the ball up the middle.
With Ellsbury running, I think it would have been difficult for Iglesias to get the double play, but partner, you thought they could have if he flipped it right away. It would have been close one way or the other.
No doubt. The ball was hit hard, which factors in the reaction from Torrey Hunter. It's been a game of missed opportunities, yet still in front for the Tigers. The count's 0-2 on Victorino. That's hit well into the corner. It is gone. A grand slam. In the seventh on their second grand slam in this series. Ball one to Pedroia.
3 curveballs to Victorino. The third one up in his eyes and over the plate and over the wall.
Strike one. And that frustration for Victorino left with that baseball. Strike two.
6 days ago, we saw a similar reaction to the crowd in right field. The grand slam by David Ortiz. And now Victorino.
The common denominator. Game started by Max Scherzer. Grand slams against pitchers not named Max Scherzer.
Well, that's well put. How deflated can you be?
Iglesias, who's been dazzling with a glove. An error that factors in. Still only one out, the 1-2. 2 out. They're going to open the door again as Leland goes back to his bullpen with Ortiz coming up. It's Phil Coke with the big damage done in this 7th inning. The agony on the Detroit side. The ecstasy for Victorino and the Red Sox and the fans at Fenway. Is here in the 7th. Boston leads by 3. 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. Smiley came on, got the ground ball, the error by Iglesias. Veras came in, gave up a grand slam with 2 strikes to Victorino. Then struck out Pedroia. Now it's Phil Coke against David Ortiz. Strike 1. It was 2 on with 1 out when Jim Leland went to his bullpen. Scherzer was taken out of the ball game. Smiley and then Veras.
Kind of lost in the shuffle. That walk by Xander Bogaerts with a count 3-2, his third 3-2 count. That put the runners on at first and second. Then the error by Iglesias and the grand slam by Victorino.
That walk chased him. Then the missed opportunity by Iglesias for definitely 1, maybe 2.
Maybe.
And then the slam. The 1-1. Hard hit. But right at Iglesias, who's got plenty of time, gets the out. Second grand slam of this American League Championship Series. Ortiz got the first. Victorino gets the second. And in the 7th, puts his team 6 defensive outs away from a trip to the World Series. And was greeted by that reception by these fans here at Fenway, out beyond the wall and right. Shane Victorino in his postseason career with the bases loaded, he's been up 6 times. He's 4 for 6 with 2 grand slams and 16 RBIs. No bigger swing than that one in his first year with the Red Sox for a guy who has become instantly loved here in Boston in his first year. Greg Breslow takes over. He ties up Fielder, and the count's 0-2.
So here's the situation. The Tigers trailing by 3, and Don Kelly is batting third in this inning because Johnny Peralta, who started the game in left field, is out of the game.
Here's the 0-2. Hard hit, but right at Pedroia. How many times has Fielder done that? 8 times in this LCS. 1 out in the 8th. Right into the defense, into the shift. And here's Victor Martinez.
Talked about it before Prince's first at bat. The sure sign of a left-handed hitter being in a slump is how many times he grounds out to second base. 22 at bats, 23 at bats in this series. He's grounded out 8 times to second base.
There's Victor Martinez. This is the first postseason in the career of Craig Breslow, but you would never know it. He has been collected. He has thrown strikes. He was a big part in the clincher in the division series at Tampa Bay, when he got 5 outs over 3 different innings. There's a strike. Uehara getting loose. 1 out here in the top of the 8th and an 0-2 count on Victor Martinez.
Craig Breslow went to Yale and majored in molecular biophysics and biochemistry. I think he's thinking now that he may have chosen the right profession.
Here's the 0-2. Back here.
I can't even pronounce what he majored in.
Martinez with a 2-run single high off the green monster back in the 6th. And the Tigers will be looking at that inning, thinking what might have been. A strikeout for the 2nd out. And as you said, when Peralta was taken out for defense, Kelly was put in. That paid off on a ball hit by David Ortiz in the bottom of that 6th inning. But now Kelly, who's hitless in this ALCS, has to deal with the left-hander Breslow.
Right, that keeps Breslow in the game.
Ball 1 inside. In that 6th inning, Jim Leyland's club had the bases loaded, nobody out, and got a hit off the green monster from Victor Martinez to score 2 and got no more. And it was the base running of Prince Fielder at 3rd.
Right.
That really hurt their chances in that 2-run 6th. The Red Sox got a defensive play from Stephen Drew on a ball hit by Miguel Cabrera with 2 on 2 out in the 7th. The Tigers didn't get a play from Iglesias, their shortstop, on a ball hit by Ellsbury. And now Breslow has a perfect 8th inning. Red Sox roll off the field into the bottom of the 8th, leading game 6 by 3. After every postseason game, MLB Network has all the highlights and breakdowns from the award-winning analysts of MLB Tonight. All the postseason drama, all in one place. Go to MLBnetwork.com for schedule and channel number. Big swing of the night as Al Albuquerque takes over from Shane Victorino, who had been 2 for 23 prior to the Grand Slam. Look at these guys and what they were doing before their moments. David Ortiz 0 for 6, ties game 2 with a slam in the 8th. Sal Tulamaki was hitless before the walk-off base hit in the 9th. Napoli hitless before the game-winning home run against Verlander in game 3. And Victorino 2 for 23 before he took Veras out with a grand slam to left last inning.
Talk about making your hits count. Those 4 have.
Albuquerque now with Napoli at the plate. It will be a field day for reporters and analysts after this game, questioning and wondering why Max Scherzer came out of this game in the bottom of the 7th. We'll
Jim
get the
Leyland,
story from him after the game.
Jim Leyland said that Max Scherzer told him he was through after 7 innings in game 2. When the Tigers had the big lead, 5-1. Well, he didn't tell him tonight because Jim had to come out and get him. They talk about pitch counts, and we've talked about it ad nauseum. You can pay attention to pitch, in my opinion, you can pay attention to pitch counts, but you can't be a prisoner to them. And to me, the majority of baseball, the managers and the people that run this game are becoming prisoners to pitch counts. And in my view, that's wrong. Doesn't make me an old-timer, a purist, or anything. It's just wrong. Pay attention to them, but don't be a prisoner to them.
Scherzer, who threw 108 pitches in Game 2, had thrown 110 pitches here tonight when Jim Leland went and got him. And you saw the numbers for the bullpen for the Tigers. That'll be talked about as well. It's not what the Red Sox have been able to do out of their bullpen, which has been a big weapon for John Farrell. The guys coming from beyond the outfield wall for the Tigers out of their pen have struggled. Saltalamacchia, after the strikeout of Napoli by Albuquerque, has the count 1-1 strike. Jared's 0 for 3. Tozawa has pitched in this game. He came on to get Cabrera. He was helped out on a diving play by Stephen Drew to his left in the 7th. He was only in for 1 out. Breslow went 1 perfect inning. And now the guy who has been almost untouchable, Koji O'Hara, is getting loose. That is 3 in a row coming out of the pen for the Red Sox that have been lights out for John Farrell. A 1-2. Back-to-back strikeouts. The 2 big moments, the 2 slams in this series. Ortiz on Sunday night to tie it. And then a guy who hit a grand slam 5 years ago off CC Sabathia in the World Series. Shane Victorino with the biggest swing of the night here in Game 6. Touched off the celebration to make it 5-2. The Red Sox got a grand slam from J.D. Drew back in 2007 in Game 6 in a win over the Indians. Won Game 7 and then swept the World Series against Colorado. With 2 out. 1-1 strike on Gomes. It's the first time in LCS history that a team has hit 2 grand slams off the opponent's bullpen. It's Benoit who gave up the first one. It's Veras who gives up the second. The 1-1. Popped up behind the plate. Avila gives it a look. And now Albuquerque could strike out the side here in the 8th. Brandon Workman could be overlooked here tonight, but he did a fantastic job in an inning and 2/3. Then Tozawa, then Breslow. O'Hara will try and finish it. With the bottom part of the order coming up, there's Workman. The 1-2.
The 3 curveballs from Veras to Victorino. We talked about it when he came in, that he lived and died with a curveball. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch, curve strike. Third pitch in the strike zone. Crowd on their feet. 5-2 Boston.
Albuquerque strikes out the side. Who's coming up? Avila, Infante, Jackson. Who's coming in? Uehara with the Red Sox trying to wrap up the pennant. Nothing but strikes, outs, and saves for Koji Uehara. And then the carry from David Ortiz after he wraps it up. Look at the numbers, 4 saves, 3 of them in this ALCS. That's what he's aiming for. And he starts with a strike on the splitter to Avila. Avila, Infante, and Jackson. Disappearing splitter for strike 2.
We asked John Farrell before the game if Uehara throws any kind of breaking ball. He said he's thrown 1 this year. 1. And he hit Howie Kendrick of the Angels, the only batter hit all year. So he said, none of those again. The split.
Now it's Infante. Fastball for strike 1. John Farrell, the manager of the Red Sox, telling us Uehara reads hitters as well as anybody he's ever had. The bunt. Uehara, 2 out. Chance for the Tigers, Austin Jackson. A hit and a walk tonight. Strike 1.
6 straight strikes.
The Red Sox talked about finding a way all season long. This is Drew. Can't make the play. And the ball game continues. Now the Tigers, as Austin Jackson is on base for the 3rd straight time, they need 1 more base runner to have a chance.
That'll bring the tying run up to the plate, and Torrey Hunter, as Drew can't make this play an infield hit for Austin Jackson.
It's up to Iglesias to try and extend it and get Torrey Hunter, who's played 2,090 games in the big leagues and has never made it to a World Series, to the plate. Jackson will take second on strike 1 to Iglesias. No stolen base awarded. Iglesias, who started the year with the Red Sox, the key error made in that 4-run 7th. And now they'll go over the signs. Saltalamacchia out to talk to Uehara.
But he doesn't speak English. So I wonder what Saltalamacchia, they must have a plan. That's something I'm going to try to find out Monday or Tuesday if the Red Sox win.
Runner at second, 2 out, 0-1 the count. Now the Red Sox 1 strike away.
Good morning.
The Red Sox rebounded from a 93-loss season last year. They bring in John Farrell. They bring in free agents. They had the best record in the American League at 97-65. Won their division by 5.5 games. And now they won the pennant. It's the third pennant in the last 10 seasons here in Boston. It started in 04 with that come from behind win in the ALCS against the Yankees, and a 4-game sweep of the Cardinals in the World Series. A rematch is coming, and it starts on Wednesday night. The Boston bullpen won it. Tazawa gets the win. Uehara the save. Scherzer is the tough luck loser. And down in the middle of all that, Ken Rosenthal.
All right, with Shane Victorino and a very special guest. Shane, bases loaded in the 7th. You've got 2 for 23 at that point in the postseason in the series. What's going through your mind?
Too much emotions. Boston strong. You know, it's just one of those things. You know, when I came here, you know, people counted me out. People said I wasn't, you know, people said last year I was done. No, when I came here, there was rejubilation. There was something inside of me that said, I want to prove something. I want to prove that, you know what? That's the reason why I came here. Boston strong. Thank you again, fans.
When you came here, how realistic did you think it was that this team could go to the World Series?
You know what, Ken? I've been there before. You know, day one spring training. There was something special about this team. You know, guys came with one mindset. I know it's been the last couple of years, it's been tough here. But you know what? We put that all behind us. As that song says, every little thing's going to be all right. We worked hard all spring training. We worked hard every day. We still got one more step. But you know what? We proved a lot of doubters. I proved a lot of doubters. And it's not about me. It's about this team. And these guys all pull together. They pull for each other. And that's what it's about.
Shane, congratulations.
Thanks,
Thank you very much. Over to Aaron Andrews.
Kenny, thanks so much. Here with Dustin Pedroia. Dustin, you guys come back from being in last place last year. And tonight, another comeback. How do you put this into words?
I don't know. It's been a special ride. I mean, we got a lot of guys who bought into the team, and it's been a different guy every night, and I'm just proud of every single one of them. It's been a blast. We're still going, though.
You are a guy that wears your emotions on your sleeve, a leader on this team. Why did all these moves to make this year happen work?
Well, we just have a bunch of guys that love playing baseball, and you've seen it today. I mean, we try to do the little things. Vic advancing 90 feet on the one play and then hitting a huge home run. So everybody's loving having fun together and trying to win together.
We talked about it before you walked over, the double play in the 6th inning. Tell me what was going through your mind right there.
I have no idea. I mean, I was just trying to make sure Prince didn't score, and he stopped, and Victor was right in front of me, so I just tagged him and threw it home. So we kind of lucked out and got out of that inning.
And Saltamakia with the ultimate stop there, landing right on top.
That was awesome. Yeah, Salty can run.
Dustin, thanks so much. Joe, back over to you.
The final is 5-2. The Red Sox win it. And it's O'Hara on the mound. The reactions as we go around the diamond. The Boston Red Sox, their third World Series awaits them on Wednesday night. Third in the last 10 years. Saltalamacchia with the embrace. O'Hara may have pitched his way to an MVP award in this ALCS. The reaction from John Farrell in his first year as manager of the Red Sox. Victorious. The hero with the swing, the slam in the 7th. The DH who tied the game last Sunday night in the 8th inning with a grand slam. David Ortiz. How'd he react? Goggles already on. Ready for the celebration. They know how to celebrate here at Fenway Park. They've been doing a lot of that. We'll come back with that celebration on the other side of the break. The Boston Red Sox are going to the World Series. Back after this.